Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share three mascaras that I think are absolutely phenomenal. One is the best drugstore mascara I've ever used. I don't remember ever loving a drugstore mascara the way I love this one. And it's one that a lot of people are really talking about right now. And the other two are actually, they're not technically drugstore, but they are drugstore priced. They are Sephora brand mascaras, two of them, and they are both far more affordable than most of the mascaras that I use, which tend to be the higher end kind, which I've always favored until recently. I now have three mascaras that are in my top five. Actually, it's not even a top five anymore. It's a top four. I couldn't even tell you what five is at the moment. Top four mascaras. One of them, the Benefit They're Real mascara, is the only high-end mascara that's left in my top of the tops for mascaras. And the other three I'm going to show you right now. The first is getting a lot of buzz right now, and it is this L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Mascara, which looks a lot like the Better Than Sex mascara. And a lot of people are calling it a dupe for that. And I say if you like the Better Than Sex mascara and you want a dupe, then go ahead and call this a dupe, because I think this looks similar. It has a similar brush. It has similar formulation. The difference, though, is I personally think this is a lot better than that mascara. Now, I've used the Better Than Sex mascara and I liked it, but honestly, it was like one of a bunch of mascaras and it just kind of went in the drawer, and I used it a couple times and it didn't blow me away the way people told me it would. Like, a lot of people had recommended it, and I thought it was a good mascara, but I wasn't ever going to purchase it again. It just didn't do anything for me the way the Benefit They're Real mascara did. Like, I got that one and I thought it was the best mascara I'd ever used, and it still might be my number one. It's hard to say because this is really putting up a good fight for the top slot. It's really hard to say. I'll still call that one my favorite mascara from now, but this is pretty damn close. They're very different in their formulation. They're very different in their wands. This one has the same wand that the Better Than Sex mascara has, which is that one that tapers in, but I swear to you, this just works better on me. And like I said, it costs less, so again, if you're looking for a dupe, I think this is your dupe. I really do it, and I think it's a really good dupe. It surpasses the original product. So again, not that the Better Than Sex mascara isn't good. It's a totally good mascara. This is just better. The other two that I want to share with you, which I was actually in love with before the Voluminous even came out, I found this Sephora V is for Volume mascara, and I didn't have a need for mascara, but I wanted a plum maroon type of mascara because I used to always have one in my collection for years, and I really liked it, but the one I was purchasing was very high end, like higher end than what I usually spend money on, and it pained me to actually spend that much money on a mascara that I was only using once in a while, so I kind of gave it up. It was like this really beautiful magenta type of color, and honestly, it was such a beautiful color, but when I photographed, it looked like I had like an eye disease. Like, it was horrible. In person, I thought it was so beautiful, but then you take a picture and it's like she has pink eye or something. I don't even know. So I gave it up because of the price, but also because it wasn't everything it needed to be. I needed something a little bit darker and way more affordable. So I was in Sephora and I found this, and it comes in a few different colors, and it has a very full, soft wand. This is my ultimate wand. This is what I go for. Like, if I see you're selling a mascara and it has this kind of wand, I'm automatically attracted to it, because this type of wand does really well on my type of eyelashes, which are not particularly long. They're not so thin, but they're very sparse, and they're black, which is the only reason you can see them at all. And if they weren't black, you wouldn't even know I had eyelashes. They also tend to grow a little bit kind of straighter downward. And when I use a mascara wand like this, it really fills them and coats them and makes them so much thicker. And I love that. And also, this formulation, along with the Voluminous Lash from L'Oreal, do not make your lashes crunchy at all. And if there's one thing I cannot stand about mascara, it's when your lashes get like hard and crunchy. I don't like the way that feels, and I also don't like the way that looks, and I swear to you, I can tell just by looking at somebody that their mascara is crunchy. Like, you can tell just by the look of it. And this just makes your eyes really full, and it keeps them soft, and I don't want to say it keeps them natural looking, but it keeps them from looking that horrible fake. You know, sometimes people just have these lashes they just look horrible. It happens to all of us, so it's not that you're judging anybody for having that, but like I just cringe when I put on mascara and it does that crunchy thing. This has never done that to my lashes. The Voluminous Lash Paradise, which I've been using a lot since I got it, does not do that. I can touch my lashes and they're super soft and they feel, I mean, they feel coated and they feel thicker. Like I feel a lot more lash than I do when I'm not wearing mascara, but they don't have that hard, crunchy feel. Now, I know that my camera isn't the greatest and I apologize for that, but I also know that because my lashes aren't particularly long and because I have a very dark line of eyeliner, that my lashes are probably buried in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a little bit closer to my camera. I'm going to close my eyes and show you what my lashes look like with this, which is what I'm wearing today by itself. This is what my lashes look like. And if you can see, I know I don't have a before for comparison, but I have very thin and not particularly long lashes. And if you're looking at them, I can tell just by looking at them, they're at least 3 times thicker than what they are without mascara, at least. I would even say maybe 4 times thicker. This really filled them out, and I like to work, I'm kind of a one and done with my mascara and with my nail polish. I just want to put on whatever layers I'm going to put on at that one time, and then I might go in with a second brush to fan them out or make them kind of lay the way I want. I didn't do that today. Today I just used the one mascara, but I'm one and done. I just want to put it on and be done with it. I know some people like to layer their mascara, wait for a coat to dry and put it on. I just always feel like when I go back in, I always feel like best case scenario, I'm going to end up with crunchy lashes or like dollops of mascara, and I just personally don't care for that look on me. And I'm also, again, I just want to kind of be done with the mascara. Like I just want to do it and move on with my day. I will spend time on other things. I think foundation is worth your time. I think skincare is worth your time. Personally, I don't spend that much time on mascara. That's just me. And so that worked really well. This, even though I'm not wearing it today and can't show you what it looks like at the moment, it pretty much gives that kind of a look. It's a little bit different, granted, but it gives that same kind of fullness all the way across. This is definitely a volumizing mascara. The difference with this is because I chose the plum, it gives a little extra, like something to the eye. Sometimes I wear this on its own and I like it, but I like it best when I wear it with a black mascara and I just kind of put this on the inside, and it just adds a little hint of something that opens up your eye. And people, when you do it that way, people don't even know you have purple mascara on. Like, they just kind of notice something's happening, and maybe they're drawn a little bit more to your eyes or your eyelashes than they would be if you didn't use the purple, but they're not necessarily going to know it's purple that way. But at any rate, if you want a good volumizing mascara and you really like the Sephora brand, which I do for certain things, I think they're they have really good products. I would go for this V's for Volume mascara in whatever color you choose. On camera, you may or may not be able to tell that I have full lashes, but in person, you can absolutely see them. When I look in the mirror, I can absolutely see them. So I'm very, very happy with what this has been doing for me. And this was my kind of new favorite, sort of, right before I discovered this, and now they're kind of tied. And then there's a third mascara that I'm absolutely in love with, but for very different reasons than the two that I just showed you. It's also Sephora, and it is the Lashcraft. And this is different because this doesn't give me full lashes. Now, it claims length and volume. I would say this is probably the best lengthening mascara I've ever used. I wouldn't give it points for volume. I don't feel that I get much volume out of this. If I paired it with one of the other two, I would be winning because I would get both. Now, I have the sample size that came, I'm pretty sure it came in a play box a few months back, but I have repurchased this because it is worth owning. And for the record, I repurchased the V's for Volume as well. So I have like backups of these things for the day when I run out, God forbid. Now, I'm going to show you this brush. It is an impossibly tiny wand, which I love, but I know that's not for everybody. When I repurchased this, I had the option of a full size or the deluxe sample size, which is bigger than this, but not nearly as big as this. And I went for the deluxe sample size because that's my favorite thing about high-end mascaras. You can purchase them in that travel size. and the wand will be shorter, and I just find it easier to manipulate. The thing that makes this brush special and completely different from any other mascara brush I have ever used, high-end, low-end luxury, is that it has a very unusual shape. It is as flat as a pancake when you're holding it this way, and it's wide this way. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate with my hand what this brush looks like, because it's really hard to tell unless you're right up on it. The brush is sort of like this. It is a flat, long brush. So when you're looking at the brush on one angle, it's like this. And if you turn it the other way, it's like this. So it's basically like this sheet of bristles that you can use to like build your lashes. The only other way I could think to explain this is 80s hair. So if you're familiar with 80s hair, there were two kinds of 80s hair that I remember, aside from like the feathering and all the crazy cuts. I'm talking big 80s hair. So there were two kinds of big 80s hair. There were people who knew how to do big 80s hair and get their hair really big, like Elvira-like, right? And then there were people who had no skill whatsoever in getting their hair really big. And they would do this thing where they would literally just comb their hair up and aquanet it, and you would have this like sheet of hair, which was hideous. I mean, I know it's all hideous looking to us now, but back then the Elvira hair was really cute, and this thing was just hideous. It was just always hideous. And so this mascara, I know I'm trying to sell it to you, and it probably doesn't sound like a selling point. This mascara does that hideous 80s hair where it will just brush your lashes straight up and keep them there. And so when I use that mascara, my lashes are straight up. You could see them. I don't even have to like close my eyes or be like, look here, look at this way. Like you would just know when I had that mascara on, because they just go straight up and I get length from them. Whereas the other mascaras are volume. Like they're thicker and fuller when you see me in person. You'd probably enjoy the volumizing mascaras more, but I really like the lengthening, and I love that brush. And I think if you pair them, that's when you're really winning, when you get the volume and the length. So this is kind of like a teeny little bottle of Aquanet. That's the best way I can explain it, in a good way. So you want that hideous 80s hair if you want the length, and you want the good 80s hair if you want the volume, and if you put them together, you're like the queen of the 80s, and that is the best way I can explain these mascaras to you. So anyways, that was a whole lot of talking about mascara, but as you can tell, I'm really excited about these, and I wanted to share them with you because I think they're worth knowing about. Will they work for you? Hopefully. I mean, everybody's eyelashes are different. Everybody has a different process for how they put it on. But I feel like these are worth sharing because I can't imagine them working poorly on anybody. They're really good formulations. They're really good brushes, and they each do pretty much what they claim to do. And all three of them are way more affordable than the higher end mascaras that a lot of us go for. And by the way, just for the record, in case you didn't see it in the description box below, which by the way has a whole bunch of information on it, and I would love for you to check down there. But in case you didn't see it down there, this video is not sponsored. I purchased this item and I repurchased it with my own money. I got this in my Sephora Playbox, which I pay for with my own money, and repurchased it with my own money. And this was given to me by L'Oreal at BeautyCon. However, I purchased my own ticket, and it's understood when you buy your ticket for BeautyCon that you will be getting freebies. And so all of these things I paid for with my own money, and I bring them to you over the dozens and dozens and dozens of other mascaras that I own and have tried that just don't compare to these. So at any rate, those are three of my top four, and you know what my top four are now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have had experience with any of these mascaras, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm hoping that they worked out for you just like they have for me, but please share your thoughts below. I'm always curious to know if you like them as much or if you didn't. And if you have a mascara that you think is phenomenal that you think I should know about, please comment that below too. There's a good chance I probably tried it already, but you never know. There's so many out there, and there's still a lot out there that I haven't tried, and so please let me know what those are. And please also subscribe to my channel. There is a little red subscribe button below this video screen, and if you click on it, you will be a subscriber. It costs you nothing, and it will make me very, very happy. Thank you for joining me for this video. I always enjoy spending time with you and sharing my finds with you, and I hope that you will join me again soon. So have a great day and take care.